We arrived Sandakan at night, and this is the Sandakan town center. We stayed here at the Ilopura Hotel, which is at the town center. In this street, there are a lot of shops still open, but seems like one of the shops is closing now at about 9 p.m. On the right is a shopping mall and there's a supermarket, so it's convenient for us to get things when we need. The hotel we're staying is a movie-themed hotel, and there are many displays on movie industry-related items. There is a picture of the famous Hong Kong actors Donnie Yen and Raymond Wong, and I think taken with the owner of this hotel. Let's see some of the movie-related displays of this hotel, and do watch my other video for more info on hotels I've stayed in different cities in my East Malaysia trip. There are more interesting displays in this hotel, so do watch the other video. Later we walked a little bit further and we saw this night market, and on the right is Sandakan Central Market. We're going to take a look at the night market here. This stall is selling a lot of bananas and vegetables. As you walk in further, you see even a lot more stalls. I saw a very unique fruit here. This is tarap, which is native to Borneo and Philippines. It must be in season, there's so many mangosteens here. There's durian here as well. It's nicknamed the king of fruits due to its thorns. There is also nangka here, which is jackfruit. Woke up early for our breakfast, as I will be bringing you along to see two interesting wildlife centers in Sandakan. As our hotel is located at the side of the waterfront, we have a good view of the sea, and on the left here, this is the big shopping mall. Now we are going to Sepilok to see these two famous wildlife centers. Once you come into Sepilok, on the right is the Orangutan Rehabilitation Center, and on the left you will see the Borneo Sun Bear Conservation Center. Best times to visit is at feeding times. It is 10 a.m. for orangutan and 11 a.m. for the sun bear. So we decided to visit the orangutans since the feeding time is at 10 a.m. As you walk in further, the building on the left has a place where you can store your bags, and on the right is where you buy your entrance tickets. Once you come in, there is a map of the locations. Two places to look for is the outdoor nursery and the orangutan feeding platform. There is a wooden walkway for you to walk inside, and it's about 500 meters to the outdoor nursery. These are park rules for visitors when they come here. The orangutans are free to roam in this jungle, but sometimes they can be in an area where humans are and may feel threatened and turn aggressive. Orangutans are from the tropical forest, and they can only be found in Borneo and Sumatra. Here are some fun facts about orangutans. Walking along, you will see this feeding platform, but it is still early, so we walk a bit further towards the outdoor nursery. You can see some of the orangutans waiting here for their feeding time. This is the outdoor nursery. Let's go and see what we can do here. There's a lot of visitors here and wonder what they're watching. This is a viewing deck to watch the orangutans. There's a platform here for the orangutans. It's such an interesting view of the orangutans at the outdoors. There's another section where it's air conditioned and you have a good view of the orangutans as well. These are young orangutans and they're playing happily. There are also rangers watching over them. This orangutan is very active. On the left, the orangutan is showing off its climbing skills. Now we're back to the feeding platform to wait for the feeding time. The height of a typical tropical tree. The orangutan is hanging out here literally. Seems like he knows he caught our attention and he's showing off by climbing the tree vines. The ranger is coming with the food and it's feeding time now.
Silent please, no camera please, no call and silent your phone.
You can see more orangutan and even monkeys coming out during feeding time. To distinguish between the orangutans and the monkeys, the orangutans doesn't have a tail. The ranger is taking the food from the basket to feed the orangutans and monkeys. Such an amazing views of the orangutan and monkeys here in their natural habitat. This orangutan seems to be used to this and they're helping themselves to the food inside the basket. Look how fast this monkey is climbing the tree vine. Next, we're going to visit the Bornean Sun Bear Conservation Center. The sun bear are the smallest bears in the world and they can be found in Borneo, Sumatra and Southeast Asia. I've seen info that the sun bear is hunted for its bile and it has threatened its population. This conservation center is a rescue and rehabilitation facility for the sun bears. We'll walk along this path to reach the conservation center. As usual, this is the entrance where you buy your entrance tickets. Entrance fees for 18 and above for Malaysian is 10 ringgit and for non-Malaysian is 50 ringgit. But please do check the website for any latest price. These are some of the sun bears in this conservation center and they're open for adoption. Was told the markings on their chest is different for each bear and is their identity, just like a fingerprint for humans. This is my first time seeing a Bornean sun bear in its natural habitat protected by an enclosure. Can you spot what is over here? The snake's color blends very well with the leaves and it is venomous. In this other part of the center, we saw another sun bear. A close-up shot of the sun bear. The sun bear is standing up as if like it is greeting all the visitors. What a sight to be able to see the bear so close up and it standing up. Saw another bear coming out from the jungle. It's feeding time now and you can see the bears coming out. Look at the bear enjoying its meal. Not sure what food it is, but the bear loves it and it sounds crispy. This is the tarap fruit we saw in the market the other night, and the bear loves this. For lunch, we're coming here to restaurant Fok Mun Lau. Lunch, we have kanchong kwat and watan hao with seafood and yao mao with fu yi. The food was good, especially the watan hao. It's got the wok hei. After visiting the wildlife, we came back to Sandakan town and dropped by this Fat Cat Cake House. We heard it was one of the famous cake house in Sandakan. They've got many types of breads here and it looks yummy. We bought the Swiss roll cake and it was good. These vans are the local public transportation. Here, these buildings looks like the old buildings of all parts of Hong Kong, but I'm not sure if the video managed to capture the ambience. Now we're going to visit this street called the Little Hong Kong. There were many Hong Kong immigrants settling in Sandakan around the late 19th or early 20th century, hence it earned Sandakan the nickname Little Hong Kong. That's why we saw the street earlier with Hong Kong ambience. Here you see a lot of signboards above, just like as if you're walking down the streets in Hong Kong.
Baik kan? Ya. Baiklah. Ya. 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 Yalah.
I think this clock tower is supposed to resemble the clock tower in Hong Kong. There are some murals in this street, and there is one mural that looks like the famous mural in Penang. Do watch my Penang video and you can see the same mural. For dinner, we're coming to this restaurant, Ocean King Seafood. This restaurant is located in a new township called Bandar Utama and is about 30 minutes away from Sandakan town.
Halo, berapa orang?
Orang.
Sana.
For dinner, we tried the prawn yi mee and siakap with 3 flavors and choy sum. The dishes here were very good, but since we ordered the prawn yi mee, the price was a bit higher. Today we came to Sandakan Central Market about 7 a.m. to try a very famous dish. We heard this hawker stall opens at 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. or even earlier once it's sold out. The stall is located on level 3, so you can take the stairs or take the lift. We took the lift. At level 3, you can see the big signboard as shown in the picture earlier. This is the original homemade kway teow with deep fried pork started since 1940. Apparently, it's now operated by the second or third generation now. This must be the owner and is making the famous dish. First, we are having kway teow with deep fried pork. This is the soup version, and this is the dry version. The soup and dry version was very tasty. It was worth waking up early to come here. After a nice breakfast, we are going to visit some of the places of Sandakan Heritage Trail. This remembrance wall is of the infamous death march from Sandakan to Ranau resulted in deaths of more than 2,000 Allied prisoners of war in World War II. Next, we're visiting Kunyam Temple, which is Goddess of Mercy Chinese temple. This temple have been around since 1868. Walking into the grounds of the temple now. This is the statue of Kuan Yin or Goddess of Mercy. As you walk into the temple, this is the altar for the gods, and the place looks well maintained even though it's more than 150 years old. Our next stop of this heritage trail is the remains of the old staircase. This location is thought to be the former location of the Chinese government consulate building from 1933 to 1946. This is the historic old staircase in Sandakan. There is nothing up here and it is only the remains of the staircase. Following the next trail, we visited Agnes Kid's house. Agnes Keith is an American writer who stayed here with her family in the 1930s and the 1940s. The house had been turned to a museum, Sabah's tribute to the award-winning American authoress. The book Land Below the Wind made Agnes Keith famous in 1939, and the book continues to make Sabah well known right up to this day. Let's go to see the house. Some pictures of the people who lived here before. Pictures during the colonial times. This is a gramophone where people used to play music during the old times. There's an antique camera on display here. This is the refrigerator they brought along, and according to the info on the wall, it is a modern city refrigerator with no electricity needed and seems to run on kerosene. Another antique here, which is the time recorder clock. Outside the house, there is an observation pavilion where you can have an overview of Sandakan town. Such a bright and sunny day for a good view of Sandakan. Our next stop is to visit Tangga Seribu, 100 steps. Did I read the signboard wrongly? This was the staircase used back then to come up to the colonial buildings up here. We're coming to visit one of the memorial. This is the Sandakan Massacre Memorial to commemorate 30 Chinese victims of an underground movement executed during World War II. From this memorial, you can also see the seas outside. We're now going to visit a historic monument of Sandakan. This is a monument in memory of William Pryor, the founder of Sandakan in 1879. This is the main town area, and we're looking for a restaurant called Xiang Xiang. There it is. Let's go for lunch there. This is Xiang Xiang restaurant, and sometimes it's also called Little Hong Kong. It's already crowded even though we arrived here earlier before lunchtime. They have a picture of an old cinema in Sandakan. One of the picture here shows the cinema showing a Bruce Lee movie on 19 April 1957. For lunch we have watan hor, prawn noodle and prawn mee with chicken. We ordered additional, which is the egg tart. In the late afternoon, we came here again to the new township called Bandar Utama. Look at how wide the road is and all the new buildings. Tonight we're trying another restaurant called New King City Seafood. In the menu, there's a dish called payau. It is venison, and the word payau is commonly used in Sabah. We have mayau with soy sauce and yao mau cooked with garlic. We're leaving Sandakan this morning to visit the last city of our East Malaysia trip.